everyone, welcome to Craft Addict K, and this will be our continuation of my previous WIP Parade number 1. Now we're going to roll into WIP Parade number 2. I appreciate you sticking in and hanging in there. I know it's a long video. I have a lot of WIPs from full coverage to not full coverage across the spectrum. So I hope you enjoy what you've watched so far, and you continue to enjoy the rest of our video today, and hopefully I found a good place to break away from the previous and start the second one so I could get the 3-hour movie conundrum into 2 more reasonable videos. So, oh, happy stitching, everyone. Enjoy. So here we go. This is where I am. Don't have Samantha here to knock out. So this is where I'm at. You can see the flower. 1/1 full cross, 25 count, easy grid fabric. And it's a big one because, you know, I like big projects. Don't mind them at all. So this one, Tea and Cookies, I started last month, like I said, and it has a grand total of 1,112 stitches. So it will get visited again. This is probably one that I would go back to at the end of the year if I have more time and put more stitches in as well, because I really like the colors. They're bright, they're fun. And it was fun, and I want to get to that owl. I want to get to the owl. But anyway, it was good. It was fun. Right? Okay. Oh, here's the big mama jama. All right. Stargazer. Stargazer is a focus piece for me this year because this is one of the ones my husband loves. It is by Jeff Haney. It is 700 by 501. I've already done this year 6,988 stitches. Last year I did 49,846 stitches. So it's got a lifetime of 56,834 stitches. This was a limited edition on Haid. So you can no longer get the pattern. I'm sorry, but you should have got it when it was a limited edition. You never know. Sometimes she comes back out with stuff. Chart design by Michelle Sayeta at Heaven and Earth Designs. This is the project. That's what it will look like finished. My husband calls this the tenter guy. I have come across the top a couple of times. I am now over here where that little sticker is. I'm just getting to that. I should get there soon. This is going to have some stitches this week. This is another one of my daily 30 travel pieces. And it's on my Omnic frame. And you will be able to see. I haven't rolled it yet. But look at that. Look at that. You can see Taurus, Gemini. There's a cat over here. You can see I was doing like pages and I was doing angles because I went clear down to here. And then I was introduced to Royal Rose, and I was like, that's kind of an interesting way. Let me get out of this yellow. I started working across, got over here to the corner. I've come back. I've come across. You can see my rows are probably 3 deep, I think, 3 deep. I got to the sticker here. That's where the sticker will go. There's a lot of confetti in there. And then I have this area. And then once I get across here, I will come back. I will pick it up here and I will work this one all the way across. So I like it. You can see the carabiner. You can see the light, top of that light. This is 1/1 full cross. Happy camper sticker up there. Stargazer. Can you tell I'm excited about this one? I really enjoyed this. I like stitching on it. I'm going to try and hold it still. Maybe it'll be my screen grab, you think? I doubt it. But it is a lot of fun. I like stitching on it. I really do. So And actually this one is going to stay out because I do need to put stitches on it this week. Before I go on retreat, it's probably going to get some stitches tonight. Guess what? Second big bag. Done. All right. So, those are all my scrolls. Well, all the ones that I had out. Okay. So, let me get this so stuff isn't falling over there. All right. Are you ready? Which way do I go? George, which way do I go? Let's go here. These are... I'm just gonna bring this down precariously. Oh, Jamie, don't laugh. I hear Jamie already in my head. Good God, Carla, what are you doing? Don't laugh, Jamie. All right, here we go. We're gonna roll with this. This is a Gecko Rouge pattern in one of my Black Cat Stitchery bags. This is Rosie the Riveter by Sarah Bowersock. It's a Gecko Rouge kit. Let me pull out this. Got this originally, if you've watched me for a while, I said, oh, I'm going to work on this while my daughter's deployed to Egypt. When she comes back, it'll be ready, because Rachel, my middle child, has always been about this young lady here, Rosie the Riveter. She dressed up for her for Halloween. I wish I had pictures of that, because she's pretty dead on. But here is what the pattern will look like. I have worked my way across the top of her head somewhat. It's not big. This is not a big pattern. But you can see how far I've gotten. And if you hear music, it's because I have neighbors that don't have volume control, that are in a completely separate house. I don't even live in an apartment that would be a thing. Completely separate house. I put all of my Gecko Rouge flosses onto a ring with my Annie's keepers, and somehow I printed out the emblems and made them stickers. So they're in numerical order along with the emblem. But this is not big. This goes into a Q-snap when I work on it. So Rosie the Riveter, I have put 1,050 stitches in this year. It has a total of life, 3,880 stitches. So it will get more attention this year. It is definitely not my favorite project to work on. It's a lot of confetti, a lot of pinks and onesie-twosies, and I'm doing it for the love of Rachel. But it is definitely not a project that I'm thoroughly would say, oh, I really am enjoying that. No, I'm not. Okay, come on, little bugger. Come on, little bugger. Okay. I do have some haul in here, but I'm not doing haul this trip. This will be another one later down the road. Okay, other project we have is another Gecko Rouge called Folk Witch by Medusa Dollmaker. This is what it looks like. And I am way up in this top area up here. And Folk Witch, I did 1,133 stitches. You can tell the goal was 1,000 stitches. Okay, my floss is in here. Floss is here. Pattern's here. Where's my project? Project is not here. All right, so that means it's somewhere over here. Oh, here it is. Okay. Folk Witch. I had it wrapped up. It is on 1/1 on easy count, 25 count fabric, and you can see that's all the further I am. Basically a little bit of shading of stars in the background. That's about all you see. And for Folk Witch, the life of this project, 3,357 stitches. I enjoy stitching on. It's not big. It's definitely not a huge project. But FOMO is a thing. I can tell you that. I saw somebody else finishing it and went, ooh, I need that. Bright and shiny. That's me. Bright and shiny. Okay. So that is full witch. You will notice that these WIPs that I'm bringing out now, I'm going to have to revisit because I only had 1,000 stitches on it because that's what I needed for the event that I was doing. Heaven and Earth Designs, Dragonkin. This was the Lion versus Lamb event. That's why you're seeing so many of these projects. 1,056 stitches. Life of the project had 1,665 stitches. Let's see if I can pull up the pattern very quickly. Let's see. Dragonkin, where are you? Here we go. Because honestly, if you didn't see, this is by Ann Stokes. If you did not see the pattern, you wouldn't know what I was stitching. So this was one of my earlier starts. Dragonkin was started in September of 2020. Do you notice 2020 was a big start year? I think that's whenever WIP Warriors was inducted as no new starts. And so you had to have 200 stitches in order to be considered a WIP. And, you know, I didn't want anything to be missing. And I did 2 years of, like, no new starts unless I earned something to start. So this year I'm doing Sweewee, stitch what I want whenever I want. And it's much better for me. I'm still keeping my starts reined in. I think I've only had 4 for the year. So I think that's good. I'd like to see more finishes. I've had 3 finishes this year so far. Not a lot to look at. This is as far as I got. But it's only 1,000. Where am I at for the life of the project? 1,665 stitches. So not much to look at yet, but still, hey, a stitch is a stitch, right? In my world. In my world, it doesn't matter if it gets done or not. Really doesn't. And in Jamie's world, she can calculate this down so that, you know, people, they're like, oh my gosh, you got all this stuff. She can calculate it down to the hours of enjoyment, down to the minute, and how many pennies it costs me per hour. Versus if I went to the bar or went to the movies and spent $20, you know, that's 3 hours maybe of fun at the movie theater to see a movie. Or I spend my $20 and buy a pattern and have 30 years of fun, right? Jamie's laughing at me. I hear you laughing, Jamie. I can hear it in my head. Okay. Jamie's my enabler, my inspiration. That's what it is. You're my inspiration, inspiratory person. Because if I'm on the fence about something, she'll calculate it out. Then I'm no longer on the fence. All right, this is Rainbow Magic Study. So this was a restart for me. Not that I restart. So originally I bought the regular just Magic Study. Then Jamie showed me that there was a Rainbow Magic Study that was going to be coming out. And I thought it had much better graphics, much better. It was brighter, more able to see what was going on. This is by Rose Con. So this is the Rainbow, trying not to get a glare from the window, Rainbow Magic Study. Doesn't that look like a girl from the 80s hanging out? Definitely looks like my room when I was that age. All kinds of stuff. Don't tell my kids that. I always tell them they have to clean their room. I said, you get critters if you don't have a clean room. One listens, one does not. All right, so big one. It's another big project. Not a lot done on it yet, but let's see. The Rainbow Magic Study. We did. Oh, where is it? It is 775 by 574. I started it in December 2021. It had 1,070 stitches on it last month that I did for a lifetime of 3,712 stitches. And that's where I am at. So, as you can see, It's a lot bigger. I have a long way to go. But one stitch at a time. How many people are getting stressed out over all my WIPs? Who's starting to twitch out there? Because all the WIPs. I am working on whipping down, but let's be honest. With this many big projects, if I ever whip them down, I would never start anything because it would take me too long. And I don't like starting projects, but I don't like being left out when other people are having fun either. So I do have that FOMO, the fear of missing out is truly, it's truly a thing. So let's tie this up. Trying to keep all this stuff together, right? Okay. Here's another Quaker Rouge. This is Mrs. Brightside. 205 by 258. I started this, it was a birthday start for me last year. This is what it looks like. Tom Fedro is the artist. And I put all my floss on my Hobbit wheel. There was 30 colors, I think, and so I put them all on here. It's in my Black Cat Stitchery bag, and I want to show you her card, Black Cat X Stitchery. That's her information. Definitely check her out on Etsy. I think it's on here. Yep. Okay, you ready? So, what I tell you, the life of this one, Mrs. Brightside, was 1,531 stitches total. I did 1,033 last year, so I still have more to do, but definitely a good block stitcher. Lots of blocks of color, not big confetti. It's big color, so not big in the grand scheme of things. Definitely not a big WIP. You can see it's not big, but definitely if you needed fast colors, this would definitely work for a challenge, if you remember that you have it over here. But it's a good travel piece because it's not huge. So you could take it and just kind of no-brain stitch on it. If you have such a thing, no-brain stitching on it. As long as you remember to take both pieces with you and not just one. Sorry for the crinkles. So this one needs more attention. This one I do tend to take with me when I go on retreats because it is a quick and easy, color stitch. All right. A Place of Her Own. This one I was enabled with by Lydia from Lydia Stitches, I think is what her channel is. Artwork is by James Christensen, and it's called A Place of Her Own. This is a printed copy, not very good. I am still up here in this green curtain. And this is just in my little Amazon bag. This is on 25 count, I believe. Yep, 25 count, 1/1. I worked this on scroll rods. I took it off the scroll rods because I'm pretty sure I've met my goal for this. Actually, no, I haven't, because I've only gotten 1,666 stitches. This year I put 1,456. I started this in December of 2021. That's all I got. Not much to look at. It is, and I have this as just cotton fabric, quilting fabric. I stitch to the top so I can use this on my Omnic frames, and most recently I can put this on my roller frames too, because I don't care if I poke holes through this fabric and take it on and off versus this fabric. So I did do that recently because I can see the holes I put in it. So I must have had it on the roller frame. I'm trying to make my roller frame more versatile so that I can use it and not just put one project on it and that's the only project I can stitch on it until I get the project done because of the holes. So I wanted this, and I had the roller frames available, and I decided, oh, heck, I'll just poke a hole in it. Why not? Okay. So that was March stitching last month, too. Then we have a fun one. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs. Chocolate, Chocolate, and More Chocolate by Randall Spangler. This was a random act of kindness gifted to me by Corinne and Colleen at Grace Notes Fabrics. It was on my wish list because Rachel is all about her chocolate and her Oreo cookies. So, not a big project, not a lot to look at yet, but I'm getting there. So this is, let me find it on here. I did 1,045 stitches in the month of March, 1,258 stitches in the lifetime of the project. This will come back out again to play. This would be an easy travel project as well if I had the floss pulled, because it's small. So, and it could be something that I could take my master set and work on, which I did, but it is nice and small, so I could take that camping with my master set and stitch on it. Maybe I'll do that. Get my other rest of my stitches in. So there's that. And this is a huge, huge project bag that my mom made me, and the zipper broke, and but it works, right? I just stick stuff in it, fold it up. But I might take this one with me to retreat. It is small, and maybe I can get another 1,000 stitches on it. Okay. Maybe I'll finish something. Ah! All right. Let's see. That is it. The rest of this is haul. And I'm not going to show you haul. Okay. That's it for that one. Okay, ready? Let's pull out this one. Whoa. Okay. It looks worse than it is. Relax, it's fine. Oh, I'm getting overrun. Okay. Oh, let's see. Heaven and Earth Design. Autumn Owl is the next one. Anya Kai. This one has not been pulled out yet this year. This one was enabled by Jessie Marie on Jessie Marie Does Stuff. Somewhere, one of her early videos came up on my feed, and I saw her working on this owl, and I was like, oh, I need to do that too. Immediately went and bought this stinking owl. Talked to her later. She never did finish it. It's not big, 225 by 289. It'll end up being 9 inches wide, 11.5 inches tall. It's on 25 count fabric. This is what it will look like. I thought it was cute with its little Starbucks coffee. I have it on the scroll frames. Has not been worked on this year yet. And for the life of the project, it's got 3,415 stitches. Not a lot to look at, but that's what I have done. So, I don't know. I was trying my knack at cross country. I think I'll probably just do the Royal Row. Work my way across, get down to where that owl is. That's when it's going to be really fun because it's all those purples and pinks. And so that's the part I'm looking forward to. Look at this. I even have the flosses pulled. Maybe I'll take this one with me for retreat. I don't have all the flosses, but I have some of them pulled. At one point in my early days of doing, cross stitch, I was pulling them, putting them on cards. I was pulling all the floss, and then realized that some of them will tell you how much floss you need, and then realized how many of them don't even take a whole skein. So then I went to a master set, and it's hanging now on Annie's Keepers. I did a video on my floss storage way back. I do need to do an updated video because I have updated my storage somewhat. But way back when, and now I use a master set on my Annie's Keepers that's in a filing cabinet right beside my stitching spot. And so I can stitch on multiple projects. I have not been worried about dye lots because let's just face it, as big as some of these projects are. And usually if I'm going to, if I see that there's multiple skeins, I will buy all the multiple skein projects and I'll put them in a bag with the name of the project on it and I tuck it away. So I'm not that concerned about die lot changes. This is Baby Yoda. This is enabled by Colleen at Grace Notes because she showed this, she was stitching on it. Samantha said, oh, you're doing Rosie the Riveter for Rachel, what are you doing for me? So that has become, this has now become for Samantha. Baby Yoda has not been stitched on yet this year. I started December 28th, 2021, which happens to be December 28th is Samantha's birthday. And I have 4,041 stitches on it. So, let's see where we're at. Not bad. This is how wide it is. You can see I don't have it completely in Q-snaps. This is in PVC pipe, I believe. Nope, it is a Q-snap. But it's longer than it is wide. So I'm kind of using it more like a scroll rod, kind of. But you can kind of see where I'm at. See the little white dot? There's the star. So I've come across the top. I just got this little bit to go. This will be one that when I pull it out, I will definitely make it over to get the top two corners here. And then it'll be working my way down. So that would be Baby Yoda. And it's 250 by 350. It has 77 DMC colors. And I did get this on an Etsy site, I believe, but I don't have on the pattern what site it came from. Pretty sure it was an Etsy one because I printed the pattern. So I'm sure if you do a search for Baby Yoda, you will come across it. I'm just pulling them out now. Cotswold Fields by Teresa Kogut. This is on 25 count Lugana Grace Notes Fabrics, Joy to the World. So, here is my working copy, Cotswold Fields. And this is 1/, am I doing this 1/1, I think? Yep, 1/1. And I think it goes this way. So this is, it's not big. Fabrics are all pulled, or flosses are all right here. So this could be a retreat piece or a summer piece if I have good lighting. But there you go. Joy to the World by Grace Notes Fabrics. Love their fabrics. Floss 1/1. It's been fun. That's a fun stitch too. Man, all these wonderful stitches, and I haven't been like, I need to do some more stitching. Less talking, more stitching, right? This is Cinnamon Stars. Wait a minute, Cotswold Fields. What did I tell you? I have 1,400 stitches on that total. Cinnamon Stars has 1,085 stitches. It's one of my earlier starts, 2/2. It's by Plum Street. This was gifted to me. Somebody posted, they were trying to sell it on, they got too many. So they were trying to sell one. And I said, oh, I'll buy it off you. Well, then she said, no, I'll just send it to you. You can have it. So Cotswold Fields, Plum Street Samplers. That's my working copy. And that's as far as I got. So, oh, shoot. That's the back. Here's the front. There you go. That's as far as I've gotten. You can tell. Got a lot to do. A lot of variegated. This is when I used all the called for colors, right? I didn't change anything. Just all the called for colors. And I mistakenly thought this would be a finish. Don't think that's going to be a finish anymore. I mean, eventually it will be, but it's definitely not in the running. I haven't stitched on it yet. And some of these smaller projects, like this one, or projects I've really not tried to pull into my rotation yet, because this summer I know I'm going to be going to camp. I want smaller projects that I can travel with. So projects like this I can take with me to camp and stitch on it there, where my bigger full coverages don't travel as well. So that's why I've kind of kept those off to the side and not really used them yet. This is a comical one. This was started with a group of stitchers, Vicky, a bunch of us started this, and it is Dressed Monkey on the Throne. I got this on an Etsy. I thought I got it on Etsy, but she told me I did not get it in an Etsy shop. So if you do a search for Dressed Monkey on the Throne, the pattern does come up. It is available. So you can find it. And I'm told that there is a mail that goes with this, a companion piece. I have not seen it yet. So I have pulled the floss for this. This is one that could travel easily. It's easy to stitch on. And, oh, I got to loosen up my scrolls here. Let me loosen these up so I can show you how far I've come. This is on an Ada, which you know me and Ada. I don't see a card. I don't know what. I don't have all the information. It's a mystery Ada. It looks like oatmeal of some sort. It's stiff. See the toilet paper roll, the mirror, the green wall. You can see my monkey. And I'm just working my way down. So when I pull this out again, I'll finish filling in this area over here. Then I'll scroll it down and start working on the bottom part. So you can see. How's she look, guys? How's she look? I know that Glenna finished this. A couple people finished this. We were all talking about it in a Zoom room one night. There's a whole story behind it. We were teasing one of the girls that falls asleep in the bathroom. She's a nurse. And she was laughing that she disappeared to go to the restroom. We'd never see her the rest of the night. And she'd fall asleep. She'd tell us the next day she fell asleep. Well, then we decided, somewhere along the line, the Dressed Monkey on the Throne came to play. And then it became a Red Dress Sal. And I guess I don't want to tighten those up yet. So, and that turned into this. Dressed Monkey on the Throne. This is an easy and a nice travel piece. So Dressed Monkey on the Throne has had this year 1,203 stitches for a lifetime total 11,163 stitches have been put on into that one. And that's an easy take and go piece. Where's my Sunday Delight? That should be with my Sunday Delight. All right, this is Rise of the Witches. This is a story keep. And let me pull it up show you a picture here. Rise of the Witches. I have restarted this project 3 times. Samantha said I'm not allowed to restart it anymore. Oh. The first time I restarted it, I didn't like the fabric. The next time I restarted it, I didn't like that I was doing it 2/1. Now I'm doing it 1/1 on 25 count easy grid fabric, and I'm liking it much better. It's by Lisa Parker, Heaven and Earth Designs. This is just the story keep. There's a little witch down there in the little globe. Can you see? So, this is where I am. It won't be long, but that's where I'm at. You can see where I converted the Royal Rose and keep moving my way down. So I think this is a good project for that. This is a good project too if you're contemplating or thinking about doing a full coverage, because it's not huge. It's not a huge investment. I think this one is 150 by 400 in 87 colors. So, but it'll give you an idea if it's something that might interest you, if you want to do full coverages or not. I don't know. I like full coverages because it's just one stitch at a time. I don't have to count per se. So, I don't know. To me, they're easier, but not everybody thinks that. This is a Stony Creek pattern, Pink Flamingo, enabled by Sheila on Sunshine Stitchers, because she was working on it and I had to get it. So this is the pattern. It is Flamingo Stocking, Stony Creek Collection. I am doing it on a blue fabric. It feels like it's a Grace Notes, but I'm not 100% sure. Might not be. I got a pink flamingo gifted to me, needle minder, and this is where I am. I have not stitched on this, I don't think, in 2 years. So, but I have big plans. I want to use Cryonic for the lights and the light string, and so I got big plans. So I just need to just do it. Just do it. Get some work on this. And this is in my Flamingo Garon Stitchery bag. And let's see, Flamingo. I've done 622 stitches on that one, so you can tell it has not been a big one for me. Oh, next up, boy oh boy, I hope I can do these videos together. Phantom of the Opera. Phantom of the Opera is probably my closest, I would think, to a finish out of my full coverages. It will definitely, if not finished this year, it will be a focus for next year. It is a quick stitch. Trying to pull it up. Amy Stewart Designs. And I'm trying to pull it up. Come on. View PDF. All right. Let's see. Let's view the mock-up. There we go. I'll show you the mock-up. So here it is. I've made it across the top. I'm almost down to his face, I think. I got a good piece of that chandelier done. I'm working my way down. That mock-up does not do it justice, and you'll see why. This is in my Garon Stitchery bag. It is on Easy Grid 1/1. I have flosses pulled for this. It's not huge. Oh my gosh, but I like it. I like it. So that's where I am. So up here's the upper corner. You can see part of the chandelier coming into play. I did drop my scissors. I had to fix a hole that I had put in down here. I stitched down to that, weaved it, did all the things, so it should hold. I'm fairly certain, but this is where I am. 1/1 full cross. Phantom of the Opera has 39,695 stitches. 1,650 of them I did this year. So this is the top half. Once I get, my goal is to get this part filled out and then the bottom half. So it's not big. So overall percentage wise, this is probably my closest, I would think. But I think it's only like 30%. I don't think I have a single one that's over 50% done. So maybe that'll be my goal for next year. Get them all to 50%. I do work on Phantom of the Opera on a Q-snap. Oh, I like this one too. Oh my gosh, I like this one too. All right, so this one is Once Upon a Fairy Tale as well, but I call it the Red Dress. It's by Jenna Della Grottaglia. I butchered that name. And it is 625 by 729. So when you look up Once Upon a Fairy Tale, you're going to get both this one and Amy Stewart's. So this is hers, and I like this for the simple reason, the whole plan of me stitching this is so that I could put it on my door to come into this room. My stitching door. I thought that was a fantastic use of a WIP, right? My secret garden, so to speak. Going to my happy place. As you can tell, I have a long ways to go. I am not there yet. I started Royal Rose, working my way across. I think I'm nowhere near where I need to be. But there's a lot of colors in that. Even if it doesn't look like there's a lot, there is. So, a lot of greens, a lot of browns, a lot of blacks. So there you have that. I do like stitching on it. It's funny because I like stitching on them. I just need more time in my day. I need to be retired. I need to find somebody to adopt me, pay my bills, let me retire, and then let me just stitch all day. Anybody out there want to adopt me? All right. So that one needs to come out and play again. A lot of these need to come out and play this year. This is one that I finished, but I have it on the scroll rod, so I thought I might do another one. It's Making Friends. I think this was a freebie pattern I picked up somewhere at one of the retreats I was at. I changed up the colors. I had fun stitching it, and I finished it, but it's on like a mystery fabric. Oh, here we go. I need that. Okay, so I think this is the third or fourth pause, and our video is now up to 2 hours. Y'all, I hope you have a lot to drink. So here is Making Friends. This is what I was showing you. It's not big. It's a small pattern, and I thought it was cool. I'll make it into an ornament, and I still had enough fabric that I could do another one. So I just left it on these little baby scroll rods so that I could stitch it again. So it's just a piece of random linen. There was just enough to do another one on. So I might take, listen, I might take this one with me to retreat this weekend. Guys, for real. It's not that it's not a hard pattern at all. It's an easy pattern, but it was just a random piece of fabric, and it worked, and I went with it. Now if I could get the, there we go. Let's try and get it back into the bag. But that's something I could take to camp too. Like, it's easy. The floss is already there, so I can play with that. All right. This is Heaven and Nature Sing. So that's on my iPad, or not my Amazon Fire whatevers. Heaven and Nature Sing. This is one that I got enabled in a Zoom room. People were stitching it. I was like, ooh, I like that. This is Mini Heaven and Nature Sing by Donna Gelsinger. This is what it will look like. And I have it on with my wrap from Garon Stitchery. This is how far I've gotten. So again, not a huge piece, still full coverage. Working my way over. I want to get to this side, and then I'll start working down. This one is 4,774 stitches for the life of my project. I have not worked on it yet this year, so it needs some attention. It'll get some. I might have to do a Christmas in December or something to, or Christmas in July to pull out some of these holiday pieces, right? And it's an easy, that one would be easy to stitch, but I've really been stitching on what I want, not so much what the prompts say, because I really want to make progress. So when I pull something out, I want to make my 2300 so that I can put them away and work on other things. This one's Happy Camper, but it's hard once I start on something. I struggle with putting, like I said, I struggle with putting it away. All right, Happy Camper is a fun stitch too. They're all fun stitches. Come on. I have so many in here that I want to start that I haven't started, but I put them in here, so I'm ready to start them. It's ridiculous. All right, Happy Camper is by Jeffrey Severn. Again, another camping. But this is more of the way we roll when we go camping, right? In the woods, nobody around. Some bears, some mooses, some otters, some seals, some raccoons, some fish frying going on. You know, of course, I'm still up in the trees. So, let me find Happy Camper on my list. Happy Camper is $6.75 by $5.07. I started in October of 2020. Haven't worked on it yet this year. 5,527 stitches. And this is where I am. So this is how big the piece will be. Oh, that looks so intimidating. Oh my goodness. All right. Originally, when I started this one, I think I started it with CXC floss. Realized I was not a fan of the CXC floss. So I went with, I started transitioning away from the CXC and using DMC. You can't tell the difference, but you can certainly see those birch trees. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited. This is on an angle. I don't know if I'll continue the angle. I really am liking the Royal Rose, like I said, because I can stitch and not have all this in my way. It's down below me when I park it, and it's cleaner for me. It does my mind happy. I don't feel like I'm fighting with part threads. So that's probably what I will do. Probably. And you know, you don't have to go the whole way across. I might just go partially just to, and then keep filling over. Some people will do page by page. Some people do whatever fits in their Q-snap. This is in one of my Garon bags as well. It's got gnomes. So, Jeffrey Severn, happy camper. You do you. Boo. All right, Game of Swans, Long Dog Sampler. This is on 32 count even weave by Grace Note Fabrics called Twilight. And this one is one I'm doing in silks. I got this pattern from my friend Lori, and I'm having fun with it. I've got silks pulled, all kinds of silks. I've been pulling them as I go. Kind of, this is not a colored pattern. This is, or not a color picture, but listen, I have gone through and I've pulled all my little hanks from Silks for You, all my little autumny colors. I've got it in a bag in there because that was my intention, was I would. So I got a whole lot done. So this is on Twilight. It will be like this. But I was working on the borders, and I've just been kind of pulling colors as I see them, like what comes to me. No formal plan of anything. Pulled fall colors. For whatever reason, it called to me fall colors. I'm looking at, because it's a great way to use up some of these that aren't big enough to do big, long dog hanks. Like, they're not big hanks of silk. Some of these are mysteries. Like, this doesn't even have a tag. I don't even know what color it is. So, to me, I thought this would be a good pattern to use that for. Because I could do the swans in a color. I can do, you know, all these little rabbits could be in a different color. So, it doesn't have to all be the same monogamous color. Except for, like I said, the borders I'm working on. And that's going to be one color. So, hey, I'm rolling with it. You can see I got really far, right? And this is Game of Swans. That's probably my initial 200 stitches that I needed to be considered a WIP, I bet. Oh, see, I put 0 down here, so I wasn't even counting it. December 14th of 2021 is when I started it. So I know there's definitely more than 0 stitches there. So I'm thinking that that was one that I didn't count well or didn't translate over into my tracking somehow. Feliz Navidad is by Blackbird Designs. I started it December of 2020. It's on a 32 count platinum. And let's see if I have a printout. Nope. I just have the pattern. I have not worked on this in a hot minute. Feliz Navidad. Matter of fact, according to my sheet, it says I have 127 stitches. I know I have more than that. It was a stitch along at one point, I think, with Garon Stitchery, and I got stitch left. So what happened was, I got to where the letter C is, and it matched my fabric, and that was enough to drive me nuts, and I put it away because I didn't want to pick out colors. So I pulled the called for DMC. That one just seemed, even now, you can't see the B. See, there is a B there. You can see it when I get you up close. But I was getting very frustrated that my colors were washing out. So that's as far as I got. I will pull it out. I will stitch on it. Looks like I was doing 2 over 2 on 32 count. I don't know. I will eventually pull it back out. I have to, right? I have to do 2,300 stitches on it this year. Okay. That is that bin. We are down to the last bin. The last of the Mohicans, if you want to call it that. Okay. Here we go. Let me pull this down. Now, some of you see the I love you back here. This is a closet. This closet used to have doors. I told Rachel when this was her room that she could paint her room. I painted her room purple. It's now white. But I said she could paint her closet with the leftover paint that we had. That's what she painted inside of her closet. And so it has stayed there all this time. It says, I love you. I guess if your children leave you a message like that on the wall, you should leave it there. Right? I don't know. Little funny Rachel story. Okay. Next up, my oldest full coverage WIP, I do believe. This is one of the oldie but goodies. A Rosy Night. This one has, let's see. Yep, A Rosy Night. I started October 21st, 2019. It is my oldest WIP. For whatever reason, it was not showing me in my PDF, so let's try this again. Okay, let's try mock-up. All right, so this is the mock-up. I am over on the top of her wing. It's over on this side. And A Rosy Night by Ching Chu Cook. It is 400 by 557. It is my oldest WIP. It has 6,000. So you can see I've got the extra floss here with A Rosy Night, and it's in the bag here with them. I have 6,729 stitches in this, and this is the piece. Fold it down, fold it up so we can get in close. And that's where I am. So them little bubbles are a pain in the butt. Just so you know. There's a lot of, you would think that's just white. No, there's probably 10 stinking colors in that little bubble. You know, but who's saying? This has not been worked on yet this year. You'll hear that a lot because it's only April. You won't hear that come next year when I do my end of year parade, right? You guys might not want to watch that. It's going to be hours long. This one is ABC Sampler's Little House on 28 count Lugana lamb's wool. And basically, these are all these little houses. The ABC Samplers. Okay. I have the whole set. This is my working copy with the floss all pulled for it. However, it has not come out to play much at all. I started in the middle because I'm a little concerned I might not have a big enough piece of fabric. Little House Neighborhood 177 by 232 is what it'll end up being. I didn't even mark that I had any stitches done in the lifetime of this project, which I know I have had. So this is the piece. I was doing them all on the same fabric, so I decided to start in the middle. And that's as far as I got. Not a lot to talk about, but it's there. And it's one of those pieces that I can work on this summer, take with me to camp because the floss is pulled, everything's ready to go. And I don't know how many stitches I have on it because I apparently didn't write it. It was before I was writing stuff down. All Hallows Eve by Erica Michaels. This was, you could see, the Garon Halloween box from last year. This was a little bag that was in it. And I have everything inside of that. So this is the All Hallows Eve. It does all of those different things, those different ones. And I've not made huge progress. Matter of fact, I don't even know if you can see my progress. That's it. So there's not much there. I love the needle minder though. Not much there. See the witch needle minder? You're supposed to be able to do all these pieces all in the same thing. This is this. And the fabric is the called for fabric that came with it, and Timberwolf, Seraphim's Timberwolf. But when you look at the picture compared to the fabric, it looks awfully dark. I'm trying to trust the process, but it does look awfully dark. So I don't know. Even now when I'm looking at that on camera, it doesn't stand out. I may be taking it out. That's probably why I stalled out stitching on it, because I may need to take that out and do different colors to make it come off of this fabric. I think that's where I stalled and decided, hold on, wait a minute, let me just regroup here, let me think this through, what do I want to do? So, it had all the finishing stuff, all the things. It came with Get Run Stitchery. It came with all the stuff. And I put it all, that bag, into this bag. Okay. Okay, this one is all you can eat. I think I finished one of the, nope, I lied. I haven't started it yet. I have one of the 3 patterns done. It's back in my finishes. This one is a new start that I haven't started yet. So all the floss is here, fabrics here, patterns here. Carly just needs to get her booty in gear and get it going. So that's a start that's not started yet. Oh, this is Blackbird Stockings. I started this in December. It's 32 count lamb's wool. Kind of playing around with this. I don't have, look, see this big hunk of color? Guess what? This is another one. I had a little tail that was down here. So I finished it, cut it off, because at the time I was in a group that you had to have all of your projects on one piece of fabric, or it didn't, or it counted as multiple projects instead of just one project. So I was trying to do all my stockings on here. I did do the ABC stocking. Unfortunately, it's back with my finishes. So that's another one that's snuck in here that needs to be a new start. Christmas Bears. This is Owl Force Embroidery. This was a free pattern. I decided to do the bears as individuals. I pulled some scrap fabric and was kind of playing around with different scrap fabric. Because it's a pretty simple pattern. And really, the only thing I managed to do was a bear's head on Ada. So I was just doing one of the bears. I thought I would do them into different ornaments. It was a free pattern from Owl Forest Embroidery. I think it's still there if you're interested. Like I said, I just pulled different scraps of fabric and threw into this project because I was just kind of playing to see how I wanted to do it. Anyways, that was kind of a, oh, I can take that to work on that, stitch on that in hand, because, you know. All right. Next up, Disney World map. This is, let me find it. Disney World map is 999 stitches by 708. It's a big project. I did 1,034 stitches on it last month for a total of 3,569 stitches for the life of this project. I got it on Xana Cross Stitch on Etsy. This is most of the picture. I am up here in this upper corner. You can't see because the picture didn't print out very well, but there's a hand. Mowgli's hand is holding, and a monkey, I think, hand is coming down and snagging him up. So, without further ado, you can see it here. There's Mowgli's hand here. Here's a monkey's hand. I know. Right? You can see it. And I started, again, transitioning to Royal Rose to come across. When I fill in these two, I'll trim all these threads. They'll be buried, and I'll trim those off. So I've been working my way across. It is a big project. It is a very big project. It is that wide. Ah. It is one that I want to do because they're my Disney that I grew up on, and with my characters, and it's got all the countries in it, the world map, you know. So I think it's a hats off to the different countries. So, anyways, that's Disney World map. Now you guys will know my WIPs better than me. I'll be in Zoom and you'll be like, hey, pull out this one. Pull out this one. This one will have to see attention again. This is my Black Cat Stitchery bag. This is Dreaming of Sal that I did last year. So mine was Dreaming of Tulips by Rosewood Manor. We made it Dreaming of Sal. And we made it a round robin where we sent it around to our friends to stitch with the floss and the fabric and the pattern. I put a little card in mine because I wanted people to write in like their thoughts and give me a little message so that I can put it on the back when I do get it finished. They're doing it again this year. Corinne from Grace Notes Fabrics has actually organized it, and there's more that are doing it with them. I opted not to this year because I think I'm over committed as it is. I've got another round robin happening this year. So I kept my project and I'll continue stitching on it on my own. But I wanted to show you, this is a piece of peanut butter and jelly by Fortnite Fabrics. Excuse me, I think it is, yeah, 32 count, PB&J. And this is the fabric. Love. So I stitched this and then sent it on its way. So it went to all of my other friends who stitched all of theirs, and they initialed by where they stitched. So Hannah Dowling, and we got, I think this is Bonnie from Pumpkin Primitives, Colleen, Corinne, is that Crystal Rowe? Yep, Crystal Rowe. So that must mean that this one down here, one of these is Sarah's from Sarah's Stitching Kingdom. Yeah, but look how pretty. Love the colors. Love how it's coming together. So it'll be fun. So instead of using the word tulips, see, there's a lot of tulips. I may put either more flowers into these little spaces. I might put my family's initials in there. I may do do a year here. I'll see. Once I get it done, I'll kind of look at where those open spots are and go from there. I don't know that I need to have the word tulips all over my project. So, okay. That is Rosewood Manor's Dreaming of Tulips, aka Dreaming of Sal. And she's got a bunch of different flowers. And if you followed me, you've seen me stitch on other people's as it got passed around. This is the Early American series. Early American series, I did 6,110 stitches. I have plans for this. Why do I have all my grind guards in these project bags? So I have plans. This is done with Valdani threads conversion. These came off of like skeins because the shop that I purchased this from, that's what they have. Sorry, you're going to hear some. Okay. This is how far I am. So I have John Hancock, Betsy Ross, Martha Washington, Paul Revere, and Molly Pitcher is done. So now there's, I think there's another one here, two here, and then one I'm going to do at the bottom to bring it together. And then my plan was to basically do it almost like a, I don't want to say a bell pull, but kind of like a bell pull, where it has the 2, 2, 2, 2, and then 1. And then I'll hang that. I really like stitching on this fabric. I love the Valdani threads. So, sorry. Trying to give you a close-up view. And I know the Molly Pitcher one was finished this year. So, or maybe it was last year. Must have been towards the end of last year because I haven't stitched on it yet this year. So I'm really excited to get this one out too. This one's a fun stitch. I say that a lot. I always laugh when I watch people's WIP parades. Oh, I love this one. Oh, I love this one. And I always laugh and think, you know, how can you love them all? But here I am doing the exact same thing. Oh, I can't wait to get back to that one. Oh, I really like this one. Oh, this is fun to stitch on. It is fun to stitch on. This one needs to come into my rotation pretty soon, I feel like. All right, this is God Bless America. I messed up on this. This is going to be a restart. I don't even want to show you because it's bad. All right, so God Bless America by Erica Michaels. I'm very disappointed. I thought, oh, I can, you know, make this fabric work. And I was doing it 2 over 2 and then realized this isn't going to work. I can't get God Bless America. I can't get that across there. But you see how far I got before I realized. So this will be a restart on different fabric. For sure. So that goes into my restart pile. Because that's what that will be. This one is Harbor Haven. I have Harbor Haven, 1,096 stitches in this. Each little one is like 56 by 84. So this is a picture of this plus fabric. Don't ask me what. But I was doing all 12 panels. I planned on doing across. So it's long. I like it. I love the fabric. I just can't remember what the name of the fabric is. I know it's picture this plus. Sky maybe? I don't know. Oh, Ariel. 32 count Ariel. And this is Harbor Haven by the Bay. I'm doing it 1 over 2. Let me see if I can get up closer. You can see. That's a lot of stitches. Just so you know, that's a lot of stitches. Definitely bigger than I thought it was going to be as far as stitch-wise, because there's a lot of stitches. But it's going to be like a panorama, and I already have the place where I want to hang this when it's done. That usually motivates me. Like if I have an idea of where I want to put it, I'm more inclined to get it done quicker. And really, I've got a good bit of this one ready and done. I just need to finalize it so I can move on to the next thing, right? Move on to the next thing. All right. Plum Street Sampler, Heritage Sampler. So this is my working copy. I was just talking about this last night, that I really needed to get this back out and get some work done on it. It was kind of calling to me. I've done 2,034 stitches since I started this project. I've not done any this year. It is on, that feels like a lamb's wool. Yep. 30 count antique lamb's wool. It's very stiff. Very, very stiff. So, but I like the colors. That's where I am. I know that you're getting a peek all the way through, but it is very stiff. Let me fold it up. So that's where I'm at. I'm using DMC. It's fun to stitch on. I like how the colors are popping. So, you know, now I'm starting to wonder as I'm looking at the pattern if I gave myself enough space. I think it's going to be close. Now I'm worried. I think it's going to be close. I think I'm over here. Over here. I got to go down to there. Well, time will tell, won't it? It's 30 count. It's stiff as a board. But it's pretty. It's pretty. We'll go with that. It's pretty. Oh my gosh, this is a mess around me. This one has not been started yet, I'm pretty sure. This is a start planned. Holiday Quaker. Oh no, it is started. Okay. Okay, Lila Studios Holiday Quaker. I'm down here. I started down here. It is on, we'll just say mystery fabric because I don't know. Well, that might be some more of that Ariel from the looks of it from Picture This Plus. So, boy, is that a lot to look at, right? This one probably was what I needed to count it as a WIP for something. Yeah, because I didn't have any numbers down. So I'll bet you this is probably 200 stitches that I needed to count it as a WIP. And when did I start it? December 24th, 2021. So definitely was probably 200 stitches and threw it in the bag. Haven't worked on it since. And all I got is those 2 trees. Not even 2 full trees. So, yeah. Draw my stuff here. I make working copies. I'm very surprised I even have this in here because usually I do not put my good patterns with my projects because I don't like them getting all crunkly. This one is Land of the Free by Willow Hill Samplings. I'm going to say it's a mystery fabric. I don't even know what it is. Land of the Free. And it says, the land of the free because of the brave along the bottom is what that says. And it's hard to see. One of my needle minders is in here, and I don't think I want it in there anymore. This is the project. This is how far I've gotten. You can see it's just basically framework. I like stitching on this. When I stitch on it, I do like it. So it needs to come out and play. I have all the floss. I don't know why I'm not stitching on it. Maybe because I don't have time. All right. You know what's sad is I took and put all of this container was all in alphabetical order. And now that I've pulled all of this stuff out, they won't be in alphabetical order anymore. Because I just keep piling them around me. All right, this one is Little House Neighborhood by Little House Needleworks. It's like this. This was sent to me from my friend in Australia, Lisa Lane, Paddock Lane Designs, and I'm doing it on a 28 count even weave fabric called Dusty. And I don't have a whole lot done. This is the fabric. Fabric's beautiful. But this is as far as I've gotten. Just enough to call it a WIP, right? See, some of these I'm like, yep, that one can go with me on camping. And I'm looking. This one is Huckleberry Farm by Blue Flower. If I can get it open. I don't have a lot to talk about or show you. This is on Grace Notes Fabrics, 25 count Barbara. I don't have a whole lot to show you on this. The fabric's beautiful, but the only stitching I've gotten done is this little yellow of the butterfly. So I'm hoping I'm not going to lose. I think it'll be fine once I get the blacks and stuff in there. I think it'll be fine. I'm dropping stuff. But I haven't gotten to that point yet. Huckleberry Farm has, I don't even have any stitches marked down, so it must be one of those that I did 200 and rolled out. So and then put my little card in here so I have my fabric, and I was using this on my zipper pull so I don't lose things. We're almost to the end. Have you been keeping a list? You know how many WIPs I have? Are you going to tell on me? Who would you tell? Ghostbusters. Museum Shelf by Amy Stewart. Oh, Museum Shelf. Let me see if I can find it. Museum Shelf has 5,106 stitches in it so far in the life of this project. This is thanks to Kim Hollenbeck, because she was stitching it in the bottom corner. This is Amy Stewart. I'm up in the top right corner, working my way. And Museum Shelf in Max Color. 750 by 536. You can tell I haven't worked on this in a while. Oh, I like how that's showing up on camera. I do like that. How about you guys? Do you like that? There we are. That is Museum Shelf. I have a long ways to go. But I have a ways to get there, right? These are lifetime projects. It's fine. I'm okay with it. Nobody should be too worried. Let's restart. I'm not showing that one. What is this one? Prairie Life Sampler. This is by Heartstring Sampleries. I don't have the picture in here. I'll try and find it for you. I just have the pattern. Not a lot to look at. This is how big it'll be. I did the border. It met up. That's what I was worried about. Now I got to go through and put all the stuff on the inside of the border, right? Prairie Life Sampler. This is a 32 count platinum, and I was doing it 2/2. I have my working copy in here. So I'll try and insert a picture if I can remember. There's going to be hours of video here to go through. That's Rudolph Sid. I'm not going to show you that. I'm not sure where I'm at with that. Seeking Refuge by Scarlet House. I started this as a birthday start for myself back when COVID was going on. It says, when the world seems to be out of control, I find a way to nurture my soul. Seeking refuge with needle and thread, the angst and anxiety no longer I dread. So I really like that. And I couldn't tell you what I'm doing it on. But this is as far as I am. I got a ways to go. Got to mirror this, I think, on this side and then the bottom part to do. But I was working on, you can tell I was working on brickwork. So I can go back and just fill it in. I changed it a little bit of color change up here because the called for color was getting washed away. I did do her work as of 2/02, and I didn't put the final number in there until I'm closer to a finish. Which is good because I think I started this June 10th of 2020. So it's 249 by 183. And some people aren't putting this black part down here in the green. They're just stopping it. I don't know. I'm a completionist. I'll probably do the whole thing. We'll see. We'll see how I feel once I get down to that part. I might be like, yeah, I'm over it. And just want to get done. That's a possibility too. So there you go. That could be a good travel piece for the summer. Toil and Trouble by Plum Street Samplers. Oh, my little pin come off. Oh, please, I don't want to poke myself. 1/1 on a mystery fabric, I'm sure. I can tell you, if this doesn't keep, I am not doing this video again. So, let's hope it saves. Because we're up to 2.5 hours. Plum Street Sampler, Toil and Trouble. This was a good one to take to retreat as well. I'm doing it over 1. It's not big. It's on a mystery piece of fabric. Don't have any idea. I've been kind of playing around and changing up the colors, as you can see. But that's where I got the last time I worked on this. It says double Toil and Trouble, Fire Burn, and Cauldron Bubble. And this one has a total of 2,554 stitches. I did not work on it this year yet. And those were mostly last year's stitches. I started it at a retreat last year, I believe. So, since I have the floss already pulled, all I need is my Q-snap or scroll rods, and I'm good to go. Okay. This is Trick or Treat 2 by Randall Spangler. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up. I have converted this to go into Royal Row method, which I'm glad I did. I needed to get out of the leaves. I think this was the first one I probably started moving into Royal Row, potentially. I'm just going to show you the mock-up. This is by Randall Spangler. And I am up in the trees. This is another one that was Kim Hollenbeck kind of enabled me on, watching hers grow. She was doing hers extreme cross country and did all blacks, and now she's going back through and starting to fill in the colors. I'm not that brave. So this is as far as I've gotten. I'm working my way across the top, and I'm liking that much better. Look at those trees. Can you see those trees back there? And the leaves. Oh my goodness. It'll be good. It's that big, that wide. So, you know, I'm almost to the halfway, right? I don't know. It's fun. And this is another bag by Black Cat Stitchery. I gave her the fabric. Black Cat X Stitchery. And my sister's labels. I love these little labels that she made me. I told her I need more of the inserts. I'm going to have her printer make me some. This is Twilight. This is another full coverage. I've done a lot on Twilight. Twilight has 16,177 stitches. It's 450 by 640. It is another one by James Christensen. It's a quick stitch. Let me show you the mock-up. There's the mock-up. I jokingly tell my husband that's us. Well, it could be. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on there. If you see the full one, these two couples are sitting on the backs of other people that are carrying them. So, definitely an interesting pair, right? So, let's see. How far have I gotten? Haven't worked on it yet this year. But when I work on it, this is one of the ones I really enjoy stitching on, so I don't want to put it away. That's as far as I've gotten. So I'm all in her. See, you can see her ear. There's her ear, her shoulder, her hair, her curly hair. And then I started working across. That blue is a couple of different blues in there. And it's a pain in the butt. But look, everything else is popping off of it. It's not super wide. So, you know, and it's not hugely big. I don't know, in my opinion, I don't think it's huge. So it's definitely, it's one of those ones that has a potential to be a travel if I wanted to do full coverage in travel, but all right. Next is, I see Twin Towers. This one is definitely one that I should have already been done with. It's not big. It like ends up being 11 by 7. I'm looking to see. I know I have it on here, but it might not be apparent to me. I'm looking. There it is. It's an artisy design. Oh, what the heck? It's an artisy. Twin Towers and flag. So this is what it's supposed to look like when it's done. And it's not a hard pattern to stitch. It's definitely, if you're thinking about doing full coverage, this could be one that, you know, you might think about doing. There's, let me see how many colors are in there. 66 colors from DMC. Big blocks of color. It's not big. Look, this is how big it is. Definitely not a huge one. I really thought I'd be done by now. So I've made it almost to the, I think this is the bottom, or pretty darn close to the bottom. And you can see one of the towers up here and the flag. How cool is that? I do like it. Sounds like I'm going to have ambulances or fire trucks go by here in a second. Oh, might be a cop. I heard this. Oh, ambulance just went by. So that is Twin Towers and flag. Okay, last but not least, the Year of the Gnomes. The Year of the Gnomes. Oh, this was one of those, oh, this will be fun. We should do this. This will be fun. Won't take any time at all. Well, if your name is Lori, it doesn't take you any time at all. If your name is Carla, you have too many WIPs. So when you have too many WIPs, you don't get as much progress as you would like to get. I started in the month of June. This would be June. There's a gnome for every month. I got the little needle minder to go with it. Listen, I believe this is on a Grace Notes Fabrics. I'm pretty certain. This is, oh, look. Let's end our parade with a rainbow, right? So, that's as far as I've gotten. There's a lot more confetti in that than you think there is. I started with the rainbow. I'm working my way down. And listen, this is PD or Pattern Keeper friendly. So all of these by months are in my Pattern Keeper. It was a Facebook group. They did a Year of Gnomes. So I did get the PDF. It is on my Pattern Keeper for all of them. I printed out the color copy so I could show people what I was working on. But my birthday's in June, so I thought I'll start with June. This will be easy. I can do one a month. No. No, honey, no. 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 It's not that I don't like stitching it. I do. But no. I think I started with the hardest one I could start with. So, Year of the Gnome in my gnome bag. I believe this is a bag I got from Vicky at Stitch and Button. It's got a little gnome zipper pull. I think it is one of Vicky's bags. Oh yeah, Stitch and Button right down here at the bottom. Stitch and Button. It's one of her bags. So, I don't know. I don't mind the vinyl fronts. As you can tell, I have no concerns. Look, guys, I have some new starts planned. I do have a set of Rudolph patterns that I got on Etsy from Hoops and Dreams. This is one of them. And I've got like a bag of scraps fabrics that I am just kind of mishmashing, but I don't have one of these on the go right now. I just finished, I think I finished one that was, or I'm close to finishing one. I don't see it here. I'm wondering where it's at now. I'm looking around my room to see, am I missing any WIPs? I don't think I'm missing anything. I kind of quit checking stuff off as I was going. But these hoops design on Etsy, if you're interested, she's got all the Rudolph patterns on there. I know a couple of you are stitching these. Quickly going down through my list. I'm not seeing anything I didn't talk about. Nothing is popping up. I do have a list of things I want to start, but I feel like I need to finish some things before I start some things. Lyra is a restart. I'm still debating on if I'm going to restart that or maybe stitch something else that's bright and shiny and calling to me. And I think that's it. Honestly, you've gotten the full gamut of my WIPs. If I have not inserted a picture, it's because this video is long enough. And if you're interested and want to know what a certain thing is, if you tell me, I at least gave you the name to look for it. But if you have questions, please let me know. I'm happy to try and find more information to provide to you. This is going to be a long edit, I am sure. So I'm going to try and minimize any editing that I do to make it so I can get back to my stitching. Because as you can tell, with all of these WIPs, I have a lot that I need to be stitching and getting busy on. So with that being said, I'm going to let you go to enjoy the rest of your Easter or your holidays, or if you're watching this later, you know, just hopefully you got a lot of good stitches done while you watch this. And I didn't scare you, because guess what? I'm about the process, not so much the progress. And as long as I'm enjoying what I'm stitching, that's what's important. And I have a lot in the back waiting to come out. And we may do a stash dive later this year and plan on what I'm going to be doing for next year for a starts. And I'll go through all of my finishes at some point this year and show you my finishes. So maybe it's otherwise known as the under the bed box. Maybe you guys will have some ideas on how to fully finish some things. I'll continue to work on fully finishing items and show you as I do them. And I think that's it. I want you guys to have fun. Happy stitching. And what is my key? What did I say? Start what you want to start and stitch what you want to stitch. No, that's not it. What is it? Where's Samantha? She always keeps me straight. Oh, that is what it is. Ha! Start what you want to start. Stitch what you want to stitch. Have fun, everybody. And take care. Bye.